The hidden fear? You had something to say. Not unclear, not weak, not confused. A real thought formed in your mind. And for a split second, it felt like it wanted to come out. You opened your mouth, or you started typing, or you hovered over send, and then you stopped. Not because you changed your mind, but because of what might happen if you didn't get the reaction you expected. So you soften it, you dilute it, you remove the edge until it becomes something safe enough to be ignored. Or you delete it completely, and the moment passes. This happens more often than you realize. And it doesn't feel like fear. It feels like thinking twice, but it isn't. It's something deeper, deciding your behavior before you even notice. Everyday patterns. You write a message and stare at it too long. You rewrite sentences that were already fine. You imagine how it could be misunderstood before it's even sent. You don't call because a call can't be edited. In a group, you know the answer, but wait, someone else speaks first. Relief. You draft posts you never publish, you rehearse conversations that never happen, and when you think about asking for something important, help, opportunity, clarity, you stop yourself before anyone else can. You become your own filter, your own rejection point, not loudly, quietly, repeatedly. Where it comes from. For most of human history, rejection wasn't emotional, it was survival. Being excluded from your group meant losing protection, food, safety. So the brain evolved a system that reacts instantly to social threat before logic, before language, before thought. When you sense possible rejection, judgment, embarrassment, disapproval, your nervous system reacts like danger is present. Stress response, withdrawal, hesitation. That system never disappeared. But the world changed. Now rejection looks like no reply, awkward silence, a declined idea, a low engagement post, not survival threats. But your brain doesn't make that distinction. It reacts anyway. The anticipation loop. Fear of rejection doesn't wait for reality. It runs on prediction. You imagine saying something. You imagine it going badly. You feel that imagined outcome emotionally. Your body reacts as if it already happened. So you stop. And immediately, relief. That relief teaches your brain something important. Avoidance works, so next time hesitation starts earlier, then earlier again, until even simple actions feel loaded, not because they are dangerous, but because your brain has learned to treat exposure as threat. How identity forms. Each moment feels small. Don't say it. Don't send it. Don't try. Individually, nothing serious, but together they build something, a pattern, then an identity. I'm not someone who speaks up. I'm not confident. I'm not that type of person. At that point, hesitation is no longer just a reaction. It becomes self-definition, and breaking it feels like stepping outside who you are. So you stay consistent with the version of you that avoids risk, even if that version is smaller than what you actually are. Why it feels worse now. The scale changed. Before, rejection came from a small group. Now, anything you say can be seen by many, even if it isn't. The brain doesn't calculate actual audience size. It calculates potential exposure. So visibility itself feels risky. Add social media on top. You're constantly exposed to other people's certainty, confidence, progress. Your brain compares your private hesitation to their public output. And that comparison quietly reinforces withdrawal. Not because you are behind, but because you feel observed even when you're alone. What you actually lose. Avoidance feels harmless in the moment, but it compounds. What you lose is not just action, it's data. You never find out what would have happened, and without data, your mind fills the gap with assumption. More importantly, something quieter breaks. Self-trust. Every time you don't act on your own impulse, your brain records it. I didn't follow through. Over time, you stop fully trusting your own intention. So even small decisions start requiring internal negotiation. You hesitate not because the action is hard, but because you no longer trust your own follow-through. What's really true? Rejection is not a verdict. It's information, mismatch, timing, preference, context, not identity. And most rejection is far smaller than it feels internally. The other person moves on quickly. You don't, because your mind replays it. So rejection becomes heavier in memory than it ever was in reality. That imbalance is what drives the fear, not rejection itself, but the meaning your brain assigns to it, the core shift. Thinking does not resolve rejection fear, it simulates it. Only action gives real information, and action always feels uncertain before it happens. That uncertainty is not a signal to stop. It is the entry point. The discomfort of acting is short. The discomfort of avoiding is ongoing. One ends. One repeats. That's the real choice your brain is making, not safety versus risk, but temporary exposure versus permanent anticipation. Stop hiding yourself. You don't overcome fear of rejection by removing fear. You overcome it by acting while it's still there, by saying the thing before you're sure, by sending it before it feels ready, by letting it be seen before you've guaranteed the outcome. The system in your brain is ancient. It will still warn you, but it is not a reliable map of modern life. Most of what you avoid won't break you. Most of what you fear won't happen. And most of what you want is only inaccessible because it requires one simple thing: to be seen before you feel safe.